Morning to you, 7:34. This is Sky News at breakfast. Top stories today.
The Foreign Office has advised Britons to leave the Hubei province of China as the death toll from the coronavirus outbreak rises to at least 56.
A newly appointed member of the Grenfell Tower Fire Inquiry Panel has resigned after she was linked to the firm which supplied the block's cladding.
Bristol has unveiled plans for a drug consumption room which would allow addicts to take heroin and cocaine safely.
Rescue operations are continuing in Turkey this morning after at least 29 people were killed in an earthquake.
One of the world's largest passenger planes has successfully completed its maiden flight. The Boeing 777X will fit into airports by folding its wings.
Now, as we've mentioned already this morning, there are some demands for sports and dance clubs to be more inclusive by making activities compatible with Islam.
A school in London is the first to target Muslim children by letting pupils in dance classes wear less revealing clothing. We're joined now by Rashida Salou, who runs a Muslim female rounders team and a community sports scheme in West Yorkshire. Good morning to you. First of all, where's the evidence to suggest that Muslim girls are not taking part in sports? What are the figures?
So recently, when Sport England released their active life survey numbers, the BME community, particularly the South Asian women and girls from the Muslim faith, were some of the lowest numbers. So the numbers are there that we are actually we're not having many Muslim women participating in sport.
Is that because they're not interested or they're being excluded in some ways? What's the actual reason behind those figures?
I think there's a huge number of different reasons why women and girls from the Muslim faith are not participating. Like myself, we're second generation coming into this country. Our parents, when they came in, I suppose a lot of emphasis wasn't on their leisurely activities, so we didn't grow up seeing role models in terms of our mums and our aunties participating in sport. So that was one area of it. But we've also got Muslim women want a particular type of environment to be able to feel comfortable in. So I run a lot of sessions in Kirklees where many women from the Muslim faith attend. And it's just important that we get the privacy aspect right. So they want the segregation in terms of gender. They want a comfortable environment. But it's very important at grassroots, whether you're working with women or girls from the Muslim faith or any sort of background, that you get the right people in the right space sort of delivering these sessions. So it's not necessarily key that we kind of technically teach them the correct sort of methods for the sport. We just kind of get people together to enjoy the game. And once we get to that position where people enjoy it and they get confident playing a sport, that's when they'll really take it up. So I think historically we just haven't participated because we haven't seen our parents and we haven't had those role models. But it's just very important that we get that space right. We get comfortable environments, people that they recognise, female-only environments. We've got that gender segregation and sort of those kind of things.
So you're wanting the current situations where sports play to change how they operate. So rather than going off and forming your own teams, you want to integrate, but you want the current situations to change.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the good thing is, more recently, over the sort of maybe last 5 years, the national governing bodies and some of the big bodies are recognising that we can't just have one size fits all. We have different communities, we have different requirements, different needs, and you do have to look at that community. We have to speak to those communities, and we have to sort of find out what exactly that they want. So that's really important that we are actually going in and we're providing different offers for different communities. But at the same time, we do need to make sure that people of all backgrounds can come together. And that's the fantastic thing about sport, where particularly with the climate, and we've got sort of racial tensions and communities not getting on well with each other, sport could be a fantastic tool that we can use to bring people together as well. But the first kind of... Sorry.
The only thing I was going to say, though, that it kind of encourages segregation. For instance, you know, the Batley Ninjas, they're an all-Muslim rounders league, so they will only ever play other Muslim women.
No, so that's not the case. So I'll give you a little bit of background. So Registered Active began about 5 years ago, and it began because of the problems that I had growing up. As a teenager, I didn't have access to sort of sports opportunities. I came from a community and a background where it wasn't encouraged. I didn't see any role models. So 5 years ago, I mean, I trained to be a scientist. Initially spent 10 years as a scientist, but there's a part of me that wanted to try and open up these opportunities in my sort of town. So I set up these sessions, and initially they were just multi-sport sessions, which became rounders sessions, and rounders seemed to be a sport that a lot of these women enjoyed because they had positive experiences at school. But in the first instance, it was really key that we did provide these sessions and kind of promoted it to Muslim women and girls. So they came in, they learnt the skills, they got confident. I put them into 4 different teams to set up the first league. Now, the league this year, so we're just literally getting the registrations in. We've got 9 teams. Half of them are not from Muslim faith, they're from white backgrounds, different backgrounds. Half of them are from the Muslim faith. And we've got teams that are mixed as well. And the plan and the idea is we have to progress it. So we have to start off somewhere where we do provide that space which is comfortable for this community, but then we move them on, and that's where the league is currently sitting. Battling Ninjas is one of the teams that I set up, and they are predominantly from a Muslim faith, but that's not to say they're not promoting other players to join them as well. We have had some fantastic friendships kind of develop between the teams as well. So one of the league values is friendship and equality, and that's really sort of trying to get people together, trying to speak to each other. And the best way you can do that is to play sport. Let's go out there, compete, have fun, and smile with each other. And that's what we're trying to get. So it's not about segregation. It's about, let's find that space where they feel comfortable. Let's get them confident. Let's get everybody feeling right about playing that sport with the right people. But then let's go out there and play with other teams, and let's all enjoy the sport together.
OK, Rashida, thank you very much for explaining that. Sport is a very good leveller and grounds for friendship and understanding. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you very much.
You do like your sport.
I do.
Andy Roberts has just tweeted during that saying he thinks